Hi everyone, this is Flosstube number 3 for me. I don't know how I'm going to go today because I've just realised that this is going to be really awkward with the camera. I wish I had a bigger camera. Um, I'm, this phone is driving me crazy. It takes me so many times to do stuff on it, but I'll get there in the end. So what I wanted to talk about today in my video, because it might be a bit of a long one, is if you remember my last video, I said that I wanted to show you all of my whips and just get them out there. So I'm going to do that. But first of all, I'm going to show you what I've been working on over the last fortnight. I had my hair done yesterday and she dyed all underneath purple, and it kind of ran through the rest of my hair, but I really like it. So I've got purple hair for a while. So just ignore that. It's not your screen, it's my hair. So in the last video, I was hoping that I would finish Raven. I have finished. All the beading's done, everything's done. She's just waiting for a frame. So she is on a Into the Mystic by Cascade fabrics. And I got another finish. I'm really excited about this because I didn't think I would get anything else finished, and I did. I finished Cirque des Circles by Ink Circles. It's all done. Yay. So 2 finishes this week, which is pretty much unheard of for me. So I did my normal, as you know, I'm doing 1 week on slash, 1 week on a normal whip because I really want to get slash finished. So here is what I have done on him. As you can see, I've got more of the guitar done. Excuse those parked threads. But yeah, that was a pretty good week on that actually. I thought I would go slow because of all the confetti, but it was a good mix of just lots and lots of black stitching, a little bit of confetti, and then more black, and then a little bit of confetti, then more black. So it was actually a pretty good week of stitching on him. And the next whip I worked on is Chief by Colour Cascade Fabrics and Designs. Now he's a big skull, of course, as you can see, but he's got a big Indian headdress. Okay, so that is my finishes for this fortnight and what I've been working on. I've got a couple of other things I want to show you. If you remember, I was talking about I had a highlighter addiction. Well, one of my customers in my group found online that one of our big office supply stores in Australia had a big highlighter pack on special, which of course I had to go and get. It's things like this that make me happy. I couldn't wait to go down to the shops and get it, and I wanted to show you. I've got to put this in this box that I'm going to show you. This is a box that is absolutely chock-a-block full of highlighters. This is why I can't go digital, because then I won't have an excuse to buy highlighters. So yeah, I had to show you that. So that's, I might even go down and get another couple of packs, because when you buy highlighters, a lot of them only have like the pink, yellow, green and orange, and not a lot of them have the blue. And as you can see, the only thing that disappoints me is that there's only one purple. But yeah, blues can be hard to come by, so I might go and get another packet just so I have lots and lots of blue. Another thing that's kind of stitchy related that I went and got some foam core board, like lots of different sizes of the foam core board, just to have here, so I can start getting all this stuff framed, because I've got the frames for the witches, but I wanted to actually pin it properly and lace it over the foam core board this time, because I do have some stuff framed, which I'll show you in another video, because the next video I'm going to show you all the stuff that I've finished, and a few of them I framed myself. Pretty dodgy. But I want to do it properly this time, so that's a whole new video. Some haul I got this week. I finally went and bought my chart from Passion Ricamo for the other mermaid, so I have that now. I've started putting things aside for I've got a little bits and pieces put aside, but I'll wait till I've got the whole embellishment pack for that. So yeah, I've started buying all the extra stuff, that like the petite treasure braid and beads that I need for that, because that is a January start. I have some fabric which I dye. It's colour Cascade fabrics. This is a new colour called Blue Ocean Floor. I'm thinking that I'm going to put a Mirabilia mermaid on that. I haven't decided which one though. I'm expecting, I've got some in my stash, but I've got a couple more coming with the next order. I've actually expected it all to be here by now. Like stuff I'm still waiting on. Supplier orders I'm still waiting on. But there's another mermaid that is in there that I think I like. But I'm going to wait until I see the actual chart. Because I sometimes feel that when you see the actual design rather than what's on the internet, it's actually nicer. But that's a new colour, and I had to keep this one for myself. It's not often I keep fabric. I usually just dye it as I need it, or I pull it out of the mist-dye pile. But yeah, I'm keeping that one for myself. So that's called Blue Ocean Floor. And this is another piece I have kept for myself. And it's a colour Cascade fabric, and this is called Barbie Girl. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but it's on 25 count, and I know I wanted it, so I must have something in my mind that just needs to pop that I know that I want. I got another couple of charts from Charting Creations. We had an event for Nikki this month. It's actually still going in the Stash, Stitch and Honking Racketeers group on Facebook. So I purchased a couple of charts from Nikki. The first one is called The Triumphant Ride Silhouette. Now, look, I don't know what's going on with me. As I said in the last video, I am really attracted to these one colour designs all of a sudden, which is not, I'm going to show you what my normal stitching is in a minute. Like, you're going to go through my whips and you're going to see it's not normal. I really like that. I really like the medieval aspect of it, I guess, but that's really cute. I think I need a really funky fabric for that, and keep it black, keep the thread black. yeah, I think the fabric needs to do the talking and the thread can just stay neutral. I think that'll look awesome. And of course, because I love dragons, it's called a snippet. So that's just a small part of a bigger design. A Celtic secret, or Celtic secret. The little dragon is so cute. I love his little, like, stained glass wings. I'm not going to stitch the background, obviously. I'll do hand-dyed fabric and I'll just cut the background out myself. That should be easy enough. So here's a little cutie. That's pretty much, I do have quite a bit of stuff. I expected to be here by now, and it's not. It's all been sent, and it's all stuff that I ordered off my suppliers, that I ordered just a few extra bits and pieces for me. Oh, I did get, if you remember last week, I showed you the Blackberry Lane Witches Night Out and the banner I want to do. I got a few of these banner holder things, bell pulls. I'm gonna do that banner and I'm gonna put it on this. There's a top part and a bottom part that goes with it. I also got a few smaller ones. I'm thinking, because I've decided that I want to do small designs, I might finish them like differently for a change rather than everything being in frames. So I'm pretty excited about that. So that's another little thing that I picked up. I think that is just beautiful. So yeah, the banner, the bell pull banner thing on that chart is going on that. So we've discovered I can't turn the camera around to show you my whips. So I'm going to have to, like, I had all the pictures on the computer. You remember last week that I said that we were talking about whether I'm a middle starter or a top left-hand corner starter. It was in one of the tags. And I said that 99% of the time I start in the middle, but I have started one chart in the corner and there was a reason for it. Well, this was the one, and it's called Cashmere, and it's a colour Cascade design. And the whole reason that I started this in the corner is because this design's really a really nice design, where the majority of the picture, it's like the colour around the outside actually creates the picture in the middle. If I can get this up on the computer, I'm going to try and put it up. Because I normally start in the middle, I figured with this one I needed to start in a corner, because the middle of the design is actually all the white, which I'm not going to stitch. That's why I have chosen to stitch this on white, and it's on 18 count opalescent fabric, so you can see the sparkle. And I chose 18 count because I wanted this to be big. I normally don't stitch on 8 at all, but opal, this 8 comes in the opal now, which has all the glitter through it. So that's why I've started in the corner with that one. You can see the actual colour is coming out really, really good. So what I'm doing is, as it gets around to this white area, I'm just not going to stitch it. The only thing I'm stitching on this design is the colours. That's it. It'll be tricky, but it'll be a bit like a puzzle, so it'll be fun. Next one of my whips is another one of another Colour Cascade design, and it is called Disco Jellyfish. And I'll just see if I can get that one up. Okay. That is, it's like a disco ball, but he's a jellyfish. And what I've done, rather than the DMC colours in the design, I've used, I don't know if you can see it, the black is actually Petite Treasure Braid. So it's nice and glittery. So that is disco jellyfish. Another Colour Cascade design. This one, I love the design. I had someone model stitching this, but they sent it back because they thought that the fabric wasn't big enough that I'd sent. And they didn't think there was enough thread, but when I got it back, I discovered the fabric was fine. The fabric was big enough. As you can see, there's a good border on either side. And the person that started it actually gridded as well. I don't grid, ever. I've never gridded, but they started to grid, so that's just still on there. And they tent stitched it, so that's why she didn't think there'd be enough thread, because I only sent enough thread for 1/1 on 25 count. And as you can see, there's a lot of running right along the back, so that's why there wasn't enough thread. But I got it back, so I've continued with the stitching, and I love this design, and it's the only one of my projects that is tent stitched. And as you can see, you can't tell that that's only tent stitched, but that's the only one of my projects. And this is all hearts around a big skull in the middle, and I'll get that up on. So you can have a look, but this has got to be one of my favorites. It's one I'd really love to spend more time on. I love Thy Thread design, and it was probably the start of my curiosity, if you will, with the one colour designs. And this is called Rose, and it's an outline of a lady that has all rose tattooed down her arm. And that's on Whole Lot of Love by Colour Cascade Fabrics. I've actually got a whole heap of specialty threads to put through this. I decided that I wanted to put some red, like there's a very edge of a rose starting there. I'm going to put some red in the roses and a little bit of green through some of the leaves. And I've got some really funky over-dyed Cryonic from Threadworks that I want to put through some of these wispy strands of hair. But I'll do that at the end. So that is Rose by Love Thy Thread, and I'm just going to pick up. See, this is what I should have done for all of them. I've actually got a picture of this one. This is another Colour Cascade design, and this is, like, I know I said Dead Hearts was my favourite, but this is my all-time favourite one of my designs. This is called Girly Sketch number 6. I love this. This is the final picture of what it will look like when she's done, or when they are done. I'm not looking forward to getting down to this part of the tattoos, because the rest of the design has been really good to stitch. It's not hugely confetti heavy or anything like that, but as you can see, she's coming out really beautiful. So that's one of my designs as well. Now on to Mirabilia. think you saw this one in the first video, but I'll show her again. This is, put that on the way. This is Persephone, and she has all, I'm beading this one as I go. So she has a lot of beads in her already. And that's on Candle Bright fabric by Colour Cascade Fabrics. And that is what she will look like finished. I'm sure everybody knows the Mirabilias. And in my first video, you remember I couldn't remember one of the Greek goddesses that I'd started. Well, this is the one I was thinking of. This is Athena. I love this, but I stuffed up. I love it, and I'm going to keep going with it because I've stitched too much to give it up. And I love the fabric. The fabric's called Purple Haze by Colour Cascade Fabrics. I started stitching at 1/1, and I didn't even, this is the first Mirabilia I'd ever started, and I hadn't really been taking much notice of people talking about it. I wasn't in any of the Mirabilia groups on Facebook, and it wasn't until I started seeing the gaps where the beads are going to go that I realised I shouldn't have done it 1/1. I should have done it 2/2 because the beads aren't going to fit. So this is a dilemma I have. I'm going to keep stitching 1/1, and I'm thinking of using metallic threads instead of beads to finish this one. Maybe French knots. But yeah, that's, I love it. I love that, and I'm not going to just give up on it. Another one. Now, this is the big Passion Ricamo mystery cell that made me want to do the other one that I just showed you in the haul. I've nearly finished her. I'm just going to get... I might have to stand up for this one. This is what I've done on her. This is another one I've made a major mistake on. And again, it is something that I didn't click until I was a fair way into it. The actual design, the paper copy that you get. Now, with most designs, I've been told that Mirabilia is like this as well. Some of the Mirabilia big designs. You know the shaded end of the page? That's like, you don't need to stitch that because you've already stitched it the previous page. Well, they've got shaded edges on every page of the design, but they're not, they haven't already been stitched. So I left them out thinking I'd already stitched it on the page before. And because this was a sal, a stitch along, we only got one page at a time, and they were, it kind of went across the top and then down the side. So I wasn't taking any notice. And it wasn't until I moved into the middle that I realised that I was short, like 4 or 5 rows. And I'm gone too far to undo it and unpick it because I don't even know where I've made the mistake. So I've had to kind of fudge it up around this rocky area where she's sitting. This is where I'm going to fudge it to make it all fit because I don't want her tail to look weird. Yeah, so that is something that I didn't know until I went into the actual group, and there was a few other people that had said the same thing. They got caught out as well. it's my fault because I didn't, I don't even know if it's on the instructions. I'm just so used to having that shaded area. You don't stitch. So yeah, that's where I made a mistake. So I'll know for the next one that not to do that. But yeah, I made a big mistake. It's my own fault. Nobody's fault but mine. But yeah, there's loads and loads and loads of beads and petite treasure braid in these designs. And I love the mermaids. I think they're spectacular. Not that, yeah, that's another thing, like Mirabilia. I wasn't really keen on those kind of designs for a long time. I wasn't really keen on them, but I like them now. This is another one of my designs. It is called Seahorse, and I've showed this in another video. This will be in my next couple of videos. I should have a finish. I'm not sure when he's up in my rotation next, but I might pull him out earlier to get him done because he's so cute. Like, he's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And the colours are amazing. So that is a colour cascade design, and that's on my website as well. This one, you'll remember this, I'm sure. That's the actual design for the beaded project I'm doing in all beads. And this is what I have done so far. So that's, I haven't done anything since I showed you last, but that is what I have done. And I think you saw this last week as well. This is called Steampunk Skull, and that's a colour cascade design, and that's on Forbidden Fruit. That one is also on the website. Another Mirabilia. I think everyone went nuts for this one. Gypsy Queen. The colours in, I was instantly hooked. I had to have this one instantly. Just the colours alone in her dress. I can't wait to get to the water lilies in this either. But this is where I am up to. I've only done a little bit of her skirt, and that fabric is called Autumn Carnival by Colour Cascade Fabrics. But yeah, not a lot done on her, but I did get a big chunk done in the week that I have worked on her. And all those squares, I'm started beading this one as well, but I was so keen to start her that I started her before I had everything. So I need to put water lilies in these empty squares, and there's a whole heap of beads I was waiting on as well, but I only put the beads on that I had. So yeah, next time I pull her out, she's going to get all the water lilies and beads put in that I didn't have when I started her. But yeah, she's going to be like gorgeous. This is probably going to take me 20 years, only because I've got so much other stuff going on. If I was a one project stitcher like I used to be, I'd probably be finished it by now, because I started it, I would have to say, about 4 years ago. But this is the original design. It's called Sanctuary of Knowledge. and it's a heaven and earth design. Just trying to get rid of the glare. There are so many cool little things in this design. I don't know if it's going to pick it up, but you can see the little fairies flying through just along here. And the little dragons. There's little dragons that make an appearance, and I didn't notice it when I first looked at the design. It wasn't until I started stitching it that they started to appear. I'm like, oh wow, I didn't even really notice them in the design. So it is confetti hell. I'm not even joking. And it gets to the point where it's not that enjoyable to stitch at times. My partner eggs me on to stitch this one all the time. I'd say it's his favourite that I'm stitching, which is a shame because it's not one of my designs he likes. It's this one. But that's where I'm at so far. And as you can see, like, the little fairy has popped up, and I'm pretty sure that I've started. There's a little, you can only just see him. He's kind of not really a great colour, actually. See that little dragon down here? Didn't see him in the original design. Like in the pattern. There's so much to look at that you don't notice these things. But it's hard work. It's really hard work, that one. This one is another Colour Cascade design, and it is called Rush. I thought this would be as bad as Sanctuary of Knowledge just because of the detail that's in this pattern. But it's not turning out too bad. I think it's just, I've kept the colours pretty not too bad in that. But that's what I've done so far. And I'm up to a part, as you can see in the original design, that candelabra in the background is what I've stitched, and I'm just coming up to this really detailed one. Yeah, I'm loving that. This is another Colour Cascade design, and it is called Primus Inter Pairs, and it's a medieval mask. No, not mask. Shoot, what the thing they put over their head? Night thing. I tell you, I go blank when the video is on. I can't think of anything. I'll get that one up on the computer. I'll have to wait until I play it back. I should have been more prepared, really. I've just been so busy, and I'm just fitting this video in between washing fabrics. This is another Colour Cascade design, but it's a freebie, and it's on the website. If you go right down to the bottom of the website, there's a free charts link. And it's called Heart of Hearts. You can see that. And I'm using Colour Cascade silks in the Gypsy and Wanderlust. And this is the whip, and that's on an ice dye by Colour Cascade Fabrics. It's beautiful. It's one of the most popular fabrics I have, and it's the colours in this, because I've showed it so many times, are what people ask for all the time. If you go to my site and you want an ice dye and you love the colours in this, I've just said to people in the comment comment section, just ask for mother of pearl and I'll know exactly what you want. But yeah, that's the freebie. Another colour cascade design, and it's on another ice dye, but it's on, this is on linen, where this one is on 28 count opal. And I think the opals with that ice dyes look 100% better than plain fabrics. Jobelin doesn't ice dye well. It does, but it's very, very, a very subtle like variation in colours, where the opals just take the ice dyes so beautifully. And you'll see the difference in this. Like, this is the same kind of colours, but it looks completely different, like the way it's dyed. And that's on Cashel linen. Now, this is my first time stitching on linen, and I was a bit scared of linen because everyone said it's not as nice as even weave. But I remember being scared of even weave because I only stitched on Ada, and when I did the switch over to 25 count and 28 count Lugana from Ada, I never went back to Ada, apart from that one I'm doing on the opal 18 count Ada. I have to say, linen did not bother me at all. It's very, the difference between linen and even weave, I'm going to see if I can get a close up. That light's kind of zinging out. See these little, you can see these slubby things in the fabric. They're not actual errors in the fabric. That's how linen is. It's not even, and it's got these lumpy bits in it. You can see it really good there. That's the difference between linen and even weave. Even weave's weave is even, and it doesn't have slubs. Linen has slubs and the weave isn't even, and that's why I think a lot of people don't like it, because their stitches, they think their stitches don't look the same size, and like they don't line up like even weave does. I was worried about that because when I looked at the fabric, I was like, I don't think I like the look of it because of these, because of the slubs and because it's not even. But when you stitch, like, it all just comes together and it's perfectly fine. This pattern is called Boheme, and that's another colour cascade design. It's a girl, hippie girl with tattoos down her arm, and she's got this big dream catcher beside her, and I'm doing the dream catcher in the colour cascade silks again. And I'm going to do her tattoo in different colours as well, but I'm going to keep the main part of the thing all black. Now this is another Heaven and Earth design. This is another one I've had going for years, and I've hit a particularly bad spot with this one. I love it though. Look at the colours in that design. I'm still getting out of the way of the light. I mean, it's gorgeous, but this ivy, I want to kill myself. I swear to God. I can't deal with it. I don't even think I put a week in this. I don't even think I put a week at a time because I just can't stand it. I can't stand it. And I get sick of it. So that's going to take me so long because pretty much you can see where there's parts of the tail and the belly in here. the majority of what's left there is ivy, like right along the bottom. So that's going to take me ages, but beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And I remember a lady in one of the Facebook groups a few years ago finished this design, and she put it up and she wrote like, oh my god, I never want to stitch anything like that ever again because of that ivy. And then she got disappointed because when she'd actually stitched it, but she got so sick of the confetti that she started cross-countrying the thread. And then when she finished, she realized when she held her design up that you could see all the threads running along the back through the fabric, through her fabric. So she went and unpicked it all and re-stitched it again. So I've been really careful not to cross-country the threads. I don't want it to see through the back because I don't want to have to go back and unpick it. That's another heaven and earth design. That's, I think they're the only two I've actually got, which is bizarre actually. It is, isn't it? I've only got the little dragon and the Sanctuary of Knowledge. I have hundreds of heaven and earth designs charts, but I don't think I'm going to have more than 2 going, simply due to the sheer size of them and the amount of confetti that's in them. This next lot of, I'm going to show you, like the ones that I just showed you are my regular rotation, so they're all in my regular rotation. This next lot are designs I started and I decided to pull them out of my rotation because they're big and I've got too much big stuff going on. But as I finish one big thing, these will go back into rotation. This one, which I love, I'm going to show you if I can, the picture on the computer as well, but it's called Music Room and it's a Tilton design, but look at the colors in that. And if I can get it, but the colors are beautiful. So yeah, that got taken out of my regular rotation. Another one that got taken out, which will probably go back in because it's not big and I've done a fair whack of it, and I've finished 2 small ones now. So this is another heaven and earth design. But I like this one because I'm not stitching the background. I've kind of cut the background out myself. It's pretty easy to do. You just follow around the very edge of the main design and then stop stitching. That's why I start in the middle, because I tend to cut backgrounds out and work my way out to the very edge of the design. And there's not too many colours in that. I think there's only 17, so you can get a bit done when you work on it. That's what I've done so far. So, and I'm using blending filament, like the 032 blending filament in the gaps that would normally have the background. So that will go back into rotation. Another one is by Pain Free Crafts, and I think it's called Bluebell Fairy. I'll get that one up. She's really cute. This is on Whole Lot of Love by Colour Cascade Fabrics. This next one is Old Books by Tilton. And you can see I've only done like, I think, a page on that one. And this is Old World Map by Tilton. And that's on Gold Digger Old Map Style fabric. By Colour Cascades. And another Love Thy Thread. I really miss Bev's stuff. I loved her stuff. And that's on Moonshadow by Colour Cascade Fabrics, and not a lot done on that. But that's called Snails. These worked okay. I've also got this started. It's Woodland Enchantress, which I'm sure everybody knows that. I think it's Dimensions Gold. What a pain in the bum this one is. There's blended threads, which I'm fine with, but then there's parts of it, and it's really hard. I don't know if the camera will pick it up. There's stitching with just 2 threads, and I had to use 16 count because of what I'm trying to say here. There's parts that are like just 2 strands, and then there's other parts that are 3, and they're really bulky. I'm not sure that the camera's picking it up. I'm not liking it. I'm just not liking it at all. I don't know if I'll continue with it. It was something that I started with my friend Tracy at Christmas, and we were going to work on it. We've both put it aside. I don't think she's liking it very much either, because we've both had the kit. That's why I've done white and on the 16 count. And when I read through the instructions, and saw that there was three strands in some of it, I thought, I can't change that out to Lugana or anything, because it just won't work with 3 strands of thread. I don't know if it's because it's on plain fabric that I don't like it, or if it's all these different stitches. There's only half stitches and cross stitches so far, which is fine, but the thickness of the threads, when it's 3 strands, I'm not liking it, I have to say. I don't know if I'll continue with it. It's staying in my stash until I decide. It's unlikely that I will continue with that one. That's all of my whips. I wish I had little postcard picture printouts of everything, but I didn't. I thought I could just swing the camera around when I need to, but it just doesn't do it on video. It only does it on camera mode. So I don't know. I haven't got any other. I do have other tags, but I think this video's gone long enough. Next video I'll show you my finished projects, and I'll see if in the meantime I'll go to my parents' house and take photos of the ones I've done there as well, and figure out how to edit stuff in to videos, because I don't know how to do that. I just don't know how to do that yet. Something I need to look up. Hopefully I have some, I'll definitely have more stash because I thought it'd be here by now. And it'll turn up tomorrow, you watch, because I've done the video today. Everything will turn up tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to have a finish. Maybe the seahorse. Maybe. I don't think I'll have a new start. I haven't felt the urge, which is unusual. I've been really wanting to get into those mirabilias though. So I don't know. I don't know. It depends what happens when I get these charts that I'm waiting on. Because there's quite a few that I'm waiting on. And I've got all the printed copies, not PDFs of anything. So when they arrive, that could change. Well, I think that's it, and thanks for watching, and thanks to all the subscribers. I'm going to go through the video and see if this worked. If not, I might have to do it again and have the camera not on me at all this time and just everything else. But we'll see how we go. Until next time, catch you later.